Kassy with Kassy's Parlor. Today we're going to play with some graphics products and make a really fun winter shadow box. So just a quick overview, we're going to be using the opaque white craft plastic to make some layers, all right? And then we will be using the clear adhesive backed film for Inkjet computer graphics for the background of our shadow box. And then for the actual shadow box, I'm using this metallic foil board. I love this stuff so much. It comes in, the package I have here is 10 sheets of 10 by 13 inch, and you get 2 each of gold, silver, green, red, and blue. Mine is very well loved and almost gone because I just love it so much. But if I just show you the colors really quick, there's the red, super gorgeous, really great to use during the holidays, really anytime. But we're using the blue today, as you can see here. Here's the green, and you know, you get 2 sheets of each, and then here's the gold, and I think I don't have the silver because I used it. So anyway, those are the 3 products we're going to use today to make our project. And I've already cut out and printed all of the pieces that we need, so we're just going to sort of assemble and put this all together. These pieces, so all 4 of these pieces, so this printed piece and these 2 cut files and this cut file are all from an Etsy bundle that I have of this product specifically. So you can find it there if you'd like to make your own. Okay, and so we're just going to get started. I'm going to put this aside for now. We're going to work on these 2 layers first, and then I'll show you how it all goes together. It's really, really simple, and I love simple because especially this time of year when it's when we're so busy with, you know, holiday things and and doing family things, it's really nice to be able to sit down and create and do something fun and not have to have it take a long time. And then this is something you can display in your house. You can give it as a gift. You can use this idea to create any kind of shadow box throughout the year and really take it in your own direction and give it your own style and twist. So that's really exciting too. So I'm going to lay down the Teflon mat I have here because we are going to work with alcohol ink to decorate this. So this is the opaque white craft plastic that I've cut out using SVGs, and I used a Cricut, but you know, of course you could use any kind of die cutting machine. So these are 2 separate layers. They have the perforated edges for folding, so it will fit exactly into the shadow box when it's time to assemble. And so this is the front layer, and this is the layer that goes behind, and you can see when they layer up here how nicely they kind of fit together, and you'll be able to see that a lot better once we add some color. So I'm going to put one off to the side. We'll just start with this first one here, and we have let's see, I'm going to be using T-Rex alcohol inks in a few different colors. So I've got a couple of greens here for the tree, and you can see there's holes cut out where the lights would be. We're going to light this shadow box, so then those will light up. That will be really cute. And then I'm going to use like a light blue and a light purple for the snow sort of hill we have here. So that's what we're going to do first. I've got also some clear blending solution. This is just a spray little mister, mini mister that has 99% isopropyl alcohol, whatever the highest content is. That's what's in here, and it's fun to just spray and get like different effects and textures on your alcohol ink layout here. So first I'm going to work on just this bottom part, and I really don't want any of it to go onto this tree area because I want the tree to be the green color. So I'm just going to put a piece of Scotch tape here that just sort of blocks alcohol ink from moving up into the base of the tree. All right, and it holds it down. It's pretty nice. So I'm just going to cover this whole section with these 2 light colors of alcohol ink. This one has some shimmer in it. I thought that would be nice since it's snow, you know, it gives it more of a shimmery, wintry effect. So I'm just going to shake this one up really quick. If it's just pure alcohol pigment, you know, you definitely don't need to shake it. So I am going to start by opening both of these and my clear blending. And I like to just put a little bit of clear blending. There's a lot of ways you can do this. You can use a pouncer, you know, and do this. You can just lay your color out and blow it with a straw. You can do so many different things. Lots of ways to deal with this. I'm going to use a straw today and just play. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol on here, and then I think I'll wipe away what got on the tree so that we can do the tree part next. I'm just going to do a little tiny spritz, and then from up here I'm just going to lightly mist. Ooh, look at that. See what I get? Ooh, and now it smells nice and clean like a hospital here. I love that. I love the little bit of, oh, there we go. Just a little bit more on this side. And see, that does help to lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to use my paper towel, find a clean section of it here, and just get a little bit. Actually, what if I put some alcohol? It'd probably be best if you had some hand sanitizer. That would work too. I don't have it here next to me, so I'm just going to use alcohol, but see how nicely it just wipes it away. Now luckily we're working with green, which those are both cool colors, so it really is not going to be a big deal, but there we go. Okay, all right, here we go. So now, ooh, that looks cool on the back too. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to actually flip this upside down so that I'm mostly working here. Obviously the tape didn't work, so I'm just gonna try to put a little bit down. I'm not going to use the clear blender for now. This one also has some shimmer in the bottom, so I'm going to shake it really quick. Again, using T-Rex ink, but you can use any kind of alcohol ink. They will all work just the same on your opaque craft plastic. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with this lighter color because I want mostly light with a little bit of dark. I think this light is nice and bright and cheerful. It's just a really fun green, especially for a Christmas tree, don't you think? So here we go. Okay, just do a little bit of dark, and I'm blowing really lightly to just kind of move it around and see what we get. See how that green is taking over, because that's just what, or the dark green, I mean, it's just what it does. So I'm going to just pull a little bit of the dark because I want it to stay lighter, but I do want a little bit of darkness down here just to sort of keep the balance going. I'm going to add more light. I'm getting rid of all of those white areas. I don't want any white areas. I don't mind if there's extra. Ooh, it seems to be behaving for now. Let's see. So I'm blowing really lightly this time because I just want to like swirl the colors and get like a marbly effect, but I don't want any color going off because I really like what's happening here. And again, that lighter green has shimmer in it. Very, very cool. I've got this dark patch. I kind of like it there, but I do want to spread out a little tiny bit. So I'm just going to work on that area. Yeah, that's so pretty. I think I like it just the way it is. So I'm just going to put a tiny drop of gold on this star and see what we get here. Trying really hard not to put too much. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now it is going to bleed into that green a little bit, but it looks really, really cool in my opinion. So I'm just going to let that be, and I'll show you when it dries how it looks. We're going to set this aside. Okay, now we're going to come to our second layer, which is the Believe layer. It's got a tiny little snowman there. And this is going to be a slightly darker blue. So I'm going to start with the lighter blue, and I'm just going to put some here and there, going everywhere. And we'll leave that open for now. Put a little bit of the darker blue. Of course, we know how that works. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the blender just to help move it around. Isn't this a great combination? Look at these colors together. It's so pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going to use the straw again to blow these colors around. Wow, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, you could even just, you know, let it drip. It just depends on what texture and style you're going for here. Lots of ways to use the alcohol ink. So for the next piece, we've got our shadow box. Now you can see this cuts out just like this for you. So there's perforated lines, which are folding lines. The edge I've scalloped, so we'll have a nice little scallop border around it. This is the outside. So what I'm going to do then is, before I start to fold it, because I do have a background I want to put like in the night sky here, I am going to, this is the Computer Graphics clear adhesive backed inkjet film. Okay, so I designed my sky for the background and I printed it in my inkjet printer. I set it aside, let it sort of dry for just a minute or so to make sure it's not going to smudge or smear. And then I cut it down to the size that I needed for this particular shadow box. And then I'm just going to peel off the backing. All right, just like this. And look at this, you have a nice big clear sticker that you can print whatever you want on it. So, so cool. All right, so now I'm just going to line this up within those perforation lines to make sure we're good and stick it down. Trying not to use my fingertips just in case some of that alcohol ink wants to come off. So now we have our sky for the background with our little Santa sleigh, and we're ready to fold all of the tabs and corners for our shadow box. Yeah, this metallic foil board is just so sturdy and amazing, and I love the foil color, the different colors of the foil. It's just really outstanding. Okay, so now we just need to tape it together, and the best way that I have found, oops, I forgot to fold in my little scallops. The best thing I found for taping is really simple. We're gonna tape the flaps. You wanna use a strong tape. Okay, so to stick this all together, I'm gonna use the double tack mounting film. This is a really strong adhesive. This is from Grafix as well, and it comes in sheets like this. So I'm just going to use my scissors here and cut pieces that are in the exact size that I need. So I just need some on the 4 tabs. So to use this, you know, it's just got protective sheet on either side, and it's just a double stick tape. So you just peel one side off and stick it down where you need it. It's okay that it's a little bit over, because when it's time to stick it, I'll just fold it up, you'll see. It's very easy to use. I love this because I can make it the exact size that I need it, and I don't have to worry about a particular roll or style of tape fitting just, you know, the way that I need it to. And this sticks really, really well, super strong. So I'm putting this double tack mounting film on all 4 tabs. Now we just need to put 4 tiny little squares on the side scallops on the inside, okay? And I'll show you right now what that looks like. And this is all the tape we need to build the frame of the shadow box. Okay, so you see I've put tape now, a little square of tape on the side scallop. So then I'm just gonna flip it and do the same thing on this side, and then we will put it all together. So now I'm just going to peel one side. So when I peel the double tack mounting film off to stick this all together, I just like burnish it with my thumbnail just to make sure it's stuck down really well. And I have a fingernail, but if you don't, it's okay. You could use a, you know, a little pick or something, or you can just grab it with your finger, and it peels off really quickly and easily. So, but burnishing it with your thumb for just a second helps it to really stick to your, you know, your base, and makes it a lot easier to pull up. So these sides that had a little hanging over, I'm just folding over that excess tape so that it's not hanging over the side. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to do one corner at a time. So I'm going to take the longer piece that has the flap and fold it up. All right, and then I'm going to take the shorter piece with the scalloped edge that we put the tape on, and I'm just going to line up the corners. Okay, so they're nice and perfectly making a box here. Do you see that? And then I'm going to make sure, now we put tape on the inside of the side scallop, so we want to make sure that this top scallop is in, and then we're going to line up that corner and just stick it together. And now this scallop edge, it just kind of flows. See that? And then we'll do the same thing for this other side. Just line up the corner, square it off, stick that tape together really well, and then put the longer piece of scallop down first, and then make sure that that part is nice and square. If you just take a moment when you're doing this to make sure these corners line up nicely, you're going to have a perfect box, and it's really worth just taking an extra minute. Okay, so now I'm going to take the tape off the other side and do the same thing. And I like to just take tape off one side at a time so that you're not having to deal with you know, stuff being sticky and sticking where it shouldn't, you know, before you're ready to put it all together. So that's my little tip for working with tape like this. Okay, so we're ready. So now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to square it up. Just pick a corner. Doesn't matter which corner you start with. Just make sure it's nice and square and that you take a moment to do that. And then square up the scalloped edge piece and give it a good burnish with your finger. And then the last corner here. Look at how pretty this is already. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so now I have my two alcohol inked layers, and these need to go into my shadow box. Before I do that though, I am going to be putting lights in here, and so I'm going to put the lights in first, and then we'll put those layers in. So I just went to the dollar store and got a pack of battery powered lights. Okay, so you can see they're nice and bright. They're perfect for this size shadow box. They are on a wire, and they're just little LED lights, so I can stick them down wherever I want and make sure they're going to do what I want them to do. And then also we need to make a hole in the bottom back of this shadow box so that this battery pack can sit behind it and not interfere with the project and the way that it looks. So we're going to do that step next, and then we'll add the layers into it. So I've just got a piercing tool here, and I decide, you know, it could be in the center, it could be in the corner. We'll just go right in the center here, and just be careful your fingers out of the way so you're not hurting yourself. I'm just making a couple of little holes big enough for the wire to fit through from the back. Okay, so you see that little hole I made in there? Okay, so I've made the hole big enough. I'd say 1/16 of an inch. It's probably a big enough circle. If you would rather punch it or do something different, but poking the hole is very easy. I didn't put the hole in the shadow box layout of the SVG because you never know where you're going to want to add these lights in. So I wanted you to have the ability to decide that for yourself. So, okay, so it goes all the way up till that wire gets a bit thicker, okay? And then the rest of this is just going to stick, you know, you can stick it to the back of this if you want it to be stuck there all the time. You can just let it, like wherever you're going to display it, you can just set it behind it, you know, no one's going to see it, just like that. So it's up to you how you want to make this stay, but if you are adding lights, and also you don't have to add lights. If you're fine with it without lights, that's great too. The lights just add a little extra something. So, okay, so we've got these through here. So now I'm just going to stick them down where I want them along the bottom half of this. Actually, I might, since they are wire, I think I might go right up against the, go all the way around and right up against the scallop so you don't see the wire, but you can still have the illumination all the way around. Won't that be pretty? So I think I will do that. So I'm going to work on that part next, and then we will put all the layers together. Okay, so I've put the lights in now and stuck them all down. It took a minute, and I gotta re-stick my corners here. Okay, so now the lights are in. So you see I've gone all the way around the frame, and then I just put some in the middle so that the tree will light up and behind the Believe will light up. Okay, so the next step is going to be adding the layers. So we're going to start with the back layer, which is the Believe layer, okay? And I've got tabs on the side here that are perforated, so we're just going to stick these down. Okay, so now I'm going to peel back and fold that over to make sure I've got good tape coverage. Try not to touch this tape. You want to make sure it's extra sticky. We're going to stick this in the back. I don't want it to be obviously right up against the back. We've got a bit of room here to work. So I'm just going to kind of go in the middle of, and sorry, I have to stand this up for a second, but I'll show you in a second. I'm going to make sure, I need to make sure that it's straight and that the bottom of the Believe layer here is flush with the bottom of the Shadowbox, and I will show you all of that in a second. I just have to let this be sort of straight up and down for a minute, which makes it hard to show in the camera. Here we go. So now can you see that the bottom of the Believe is right along the bottom, and then the side flaps are touching the side and it's straight across. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing to this one. So I'm just going to start on this left side, making sure that the tab is really getting stuck to that side. Once you get one side stuck down really well, it makes it a lot easier to line everything up and stick the other side down. So that is my tip there. Okay, so now all the pieces are together, and look at how fun this is. You've got lights behind the Believe and behind the tree there, and it looks so, so fun. I love how the blue frames all of this. And when you have it standing up, you'll see in the pictures at the end, you can't see any of the lights, but it's very well illuminated. So I hope that you enjoyed this project and you found some inspiration. Just to recap all of the products that we use from Grafix to make this project today, we use the double tack mounting film to stick some of these pieces together. We use the Computer Graphics clear adhesive backed film for Inkjet to make the scene for the background. We used the opaque white craft plastic to make the layers, and then we used alcohol ink on them to give them some color and depth. And then we used the metallic foil board for the actual Shadowbox frame. So really, really well constructed. We've got this just really inexpensive battery pack light from, from a dollar store or wherever you get your lights. And there we have it. We have a nice wintry scene Shadowbox made out of awesome Grafix products. I hope that you learned something today and found some inspiration. If you make these, please share on all the socials so we can see what you've made. And if you want to learn more about Grafix products, visit grafixarts.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.